Ladies and gentlemen.
Howdy, folks, and welcome to Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort.
Thanks for sailing with us.
All ashore that's going ashore.
Have a great visit.
Well, Margaret, here we are at Disney World Campgrounds.
Howdy, folks. Welcome to the Fort Wilderness Podcast. My name is Art, and you are joining us from Clementine Beach here at the Fort Wilderness Campgrounds, where you can play tetherball, rent boats, watch fireworks, and of course, enjoy the electrical water pageant right here on the beach. On today's episode, we're going to be joined by Ashley, who's staying in the 700 Loop with her family. Also, Riley's going to be telling us a little bit about the movies for the month of July. But first, we're going to start things off with Reese as she tells us about the 300 Loop.
Next up is How Do You Get To? This is the part of the show when we're going to give you a tour of Fort Wilderness. Today, we're going to take you to the 300 Loop of the campgrounds, called Cypress Knee Circle. As you pick up your golf cart at the front entrance, you'll be heading down Fort Wilderness Trail, the main street of the park. We'll take this street all the way through the campgrounds and we'll see a lot of things along the way. The first thing you'll pass is the turn for the 2200 through 2800 cabins. We'll visit those on a different episode. Next up on your right is the hitch and unhitch area. People that pull behind an extra vehicle with their RV usually stop here to unhook. If nobody is here and you have people in cars or a bus behind you, this is a good place to pull in so they can pass you. Next up is the four-way stop sign that can take you to many different places. You'll see the sign with all the arrows, and you can see that it's telling us to turn right to get to the 300s. We recommend continuing straight. If this is your first visit, you can see a few things. Continuing on straight, you'll see signs for the 12, 11, and 1300 streets and all of their bus stops. If you get behind a bus, you might have to wait, but not very long. These buses keep a tight schedule. And as a friendly reminder, you cannot pass a bus anytime on the road. Next, you'll be passing the center of the map at Fort Wilderness, with the 1000s on the left and the Meadows Trading Post on the right. If you're staying in the 300s, this is not the supply store for you. You've got a closer one to your site. However, this is the location of the Meadows swimming pool and a place to rent bicycles, so keep that in mind for later. Continuing on Fort Wilderness Trail, you'll pass other streets and bus stops for 900, 800, 600, and 700 before coming to our final four-way stop sign. To get to the 300s, turn right here. Only Disney buses can turn left. After that, you'll pass Bay Tree Lane on the left and Whispering Pine Way on the right. The next turn left is yours as you enter Cypress Knee Circle. Right away, you'll see a basketball hoop and the comfort station on the left. And on the right is the sidewalk to the playground for the kids and the Wagon Trails dog park. The 300s are the closest site to the dog park, so keep that in mind when booking your vacation. If the 300s are booked up, also ask for the 500s or the 1400s. They are also in walking distance for your little pup. Because of its proximity to the back of the park, the 300s are considered a preferred site, which means you also have power, water, cable, and free internet. Getting a site in the 300s is great for those of you that tried to get into the 100 or 200s, but couldn't get in because it was booked. The 300s are right next door on the same side of the street. Book your trip as early as possible and make a request if you like being this close to the back of Fort Wilderness. You'll notice as we drive around the 300 Loop that there are a few spots that back up to the water if you're looking for a view of the canal. If you're staying in the 300s, walk next door to the 100s and you'll enjoy the sidewalk that takes you right to Pioneer Hall, the Settlers Trading Post, and the beach, and the boat dock. The sites at the 300s are good for your bigger RVs that are 45 feet in length. Most sites are 24 by 60. Also, you'll see a picnic table and a grill. That's all for How Do We Get To the 300s. Look for us next month as we discover another location. And now we take it over to Riley for the movie schedule. Welcome to Chip and Dale's Campfire Sing-Along, where you can roast marshmallows, sing songs, and watch your favorite Disney movies. After a long day of Disney excitement, it's time to sit and relax under the stars for one of your favorite movies.
Each month, a list of films is released, so you can plan your nights here at the Chip 'n Dale Campfire Sing-Along Show. When the list comes out, we'll be sure to let you know. The movie lists come out on the first of every month, and we can tell you for this week you can see the 2004 film National Treasure on Wednesday, July 4th. Thursday is the Disney classic Lady and the Tramp. Friday the 6th will bring you an extremely goofy movie from the year 2000. Coco, last year's big Pixar hit, will be seen on Saturday, July 7th. Sunday will be Beauty and the Beast, and Monday, July 9th will be the 1963 film The Sword in the Stone. Tuesday night, look for Brother Bear, and on Wednesday, July 11th, you can find the 1951 classic Alice in Wonderland. Thursday is Zootopia, the hit Disney cartoon from 2016. Friday night, on July 13th, is Lilo and Stitch. The weekend will bring you Moana on Saturday and The Little Mermaid on Sunday. Monday the 16th is Big Hero 6, and Tuesday night you can see the new Disney film A Wrinkle in Time. That's all for now. I'll see you again next month at Chip 'n Dale's with a list of films for August.
Thanks, Riley. Now we're here visiting with Ashley, our happy camper of the week. Hi, Ashley. How are you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Very good. Thanks for letting us come out to your campsite.
Anytime.
What loop are we in today?
700.
Okay, we're in the 700 loops, and you're visiting us from West Palm Beach?
West Palm Beach.
I didn't want to say this before, but I grew up in West Palm Beach.
Did you really?
I grew up in Palm Beach Gardens.
Okay.
Which is just a little bit off of West Palm Beach, but yeah, I kind of grew up right in that area.
Very nice.
Did you grow up there?
I grew up in Lake Worth, so
okay, Lake Worth.
just outside of West Palm, but yeah, about 10 minutes,
Okay, yeah, not that
from
far at
downtown.
And it's a little warm today, but at least this is the first time it's not raining. Everything that we've done so far has been in the rain.
I mean, we've got this wonderful shade
Yeah,
here. It's really
Ashley
nice.
has set
It's
us
a
up.
really nice site.
We got the pavilion. She'll give us a tour later of her site. But we've got this, but she's got the tent also in the background. There's actually a fan blowing on us. That's very nice. Just as a reminder, the 700s have electricity, of course, full hookup. Not preferred.
No, this is premium.
Premium. These are the premium sites. Okay, the preferred ones are 1, 2, 3, and maybe 4.
I think so,
I
yeah.
think so. 1, 2, 3, and 4. But this site, you've got lots of shade.
It's
This is very
beautiful.
nice. And
It's
this
very
one-
nice.
And tell us about getting this site today. It wasn't the one you.
No, we originally checked in with a full hookup site, and when we got here, it was very slim to pick from. So we just kind of let them decide where to put us. We love the 700 loop for the shade. There's really not a bad site in this loop. So the 700 loop, we just love it. I mean, I can't say enough about how much I love this site.
So you are from West Palm Beach, and tell us a little about, well, what is it when you're not camping? What is it you do?
My husband runs a landscape company, and we also work for my father's construction company, which I also run for him as well. So there's 2 separate companies that we run. Camping is something that we've been doing. My husband bought his first camper in 2005, so he's been camping his entire life.
But he made the step up to camper.
Yes, we made the step up to camper.
He was probably like everybody else. He started out as a tent camper.
Yep, we
and now
started
he's
out tent camping.
Yeah.
He's been camping in a pop-up with his grandparents since he was a small child. But we had a 17-foot hybrid, and then we went up to a 23-foot hybrid, and then we bought this in March. So,
so this is still sort of
This is
new. This is
very
still
new.
sort of new to you.
Yes,
Is this the
very
first time
new.
you brought this?
this is the first time we've been in the Arctic Wolf to Disney, and I'm very confused as to how to use everything. I used to know how to use everything, but now it's like,
Gotta
honey,
start
can you
over.
help me do this?
You moved
I
into
don't
a new
know.
house.
Exactly.
You moved into a new
Everything is now a challenge for me in here, but
How
it's worth it.
How was the first night you slept here? Everything was good?
The first night we slept here, it was great. When we actually set up in the rain, it started pouring down rain, but it was nice. Everything was wet, but it was cool. We weren't sweating. The sun wasn't beating down on us, so I was actually thankful for the rain because it was nice and cool.
Even at the hottest part of the day,
Yes.
which is kind of where we're at right now, you've got more shade here than most.
Yes.
I mean, I've been to the 700s before, but I never realized how much shade that they have in
really,
here.
really nice
It's really
in
nice.
here. Very nice.
We should make a guidebook.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice to make a guidebook and showcase every single campsite? It would be a
Yes,
huge book.
we need that.
It'd be a really huge book, that's for sure. So tell me, what are some of your earliest memories of Fort Wilderness?
The first time I ever came here was with my dad when the cabins were still trailers, and I was 4 or 5, and I think it was $99 a night with the golf cart. They gave you the golf cart for $99 a night. River Country was there. I mean, everything. The train was here. I mean, everything was so.
Oh, okay. So that would have been the
It was
train stopped in
80s,
'81. The train? Oh, the train inside
Train
here?
Inside, yeah, the train inside. I think they took it out in 2000 or 1999.
I don't know if the train had
I think
been.
it was the 90s. I'm not really
Yeah,
sure on
we'll
that
have to go
one.
look
It was
But that's good.
87
You
when
got
I
to
was,
experience
yeah,
the train.
87 when I was here because I was 4. So I was around 87. And like I said, we just kind of hung out, did the campfire sing along. I mean, it was something amazing. And then we used to go stay at the Contemporary. We stayed at the Polynesian. But we used to come up just a couple times a year and just kick around the campground. I just absolutely love it here.
And you had said it earlier. There is something different about
Yes.
being here. It's
Totally
almost you
different.
almost forget that you're at
Yes.
Walt Disney World. It's just its
Totally.
own little world here,
Yep,
isn't it?
absolutely.
What are some of the things that you like to do while you're here?
I personally love just getting on the golf cart, driving around. The pools are great. I mean, Christmas time, Halloween time, driving around, looking at everybody's sites. I mean, to pick out the new camper, that's kind of what we did, was drive around the sites and look and see what we wanted, what we didn't want. I love going around the loops and just kind of seeing what everybody does, how they set up their sites. My daughter loves the horseback riding, just the little trail down there. I think it's 9 to do the big trail. You have to be 9,
did
so
it
we
last
haven't
time.
done that
9
yet
or,
with her.
9 or 10?
9 or 10,
Yeah.
because her little sister couldn't do it with us,
Exactly. Yeah.
and that was last year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was,
last year.
about a year ago.
She wasn't old enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so we did that with some friends of ours.
Riley just turned 10.
She just turned 10,
Yeah.
so happy birthday. She just turned 10, and so next time we go horseback riding, she can go with us next time.
That's great.
true.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're waiting for too. So we do the little one. We just had breakfast at the buffet, which is incredible. We do that.
Yeah.
We've been here since Sunday, and we just did it this morning. The pools are amazing. We'll spend all afternoon at the pools.
Yeah.
We're going on the bus this afternoon and going to the Boathouse, which is in Disney Springs, our
okay.
favorite restaurant. We ate there after we got married, and we haven't. Every time we come, we go back.
That's the paddle boat one that we.
Where
That's paddlefish.
That's
the
paddlefish.
Boathouse. That's where
Boathouse is the
right next door to the
amphibicars.
Boathouse
Yep,
is where the boats go in and
exactly.
out.
Have you been in
water.
the cars before?
No, we haven't done it.
I really wanted to.
I really
We
want
haven't
to
done that either.
too, but we just haven't done it yet. But I love the Boathouse is amazing.
They make
Our
you-
favorite place.
They don't let you drive it. You have to
I know.
Yeah.
Part of me is like, I don't want to do that.
Just take off on that boat.
Just take off on that boat. But I could see, for many reasons why, I could see why they don't.
Oh yes, very
Mostly for
expensive
that reason.
machines there. Yes.
Is there anything else inside Fort Wilderness that you like to do while
We
you're
just
here?
we at night going to hunt for deer. That's kind of like the thing.
Yeah.
We have the big spotlight and going to look for the deer. And
It's not hard to find.
no,
Even
there
the bunny
were
rabbits.
so many.
I saw a
last
squirrel
night.
just wandering
Yep,
around here
the
earlier. They're
Squirrels
all
are
over.
just the squirrels are everywhere. No, we love everything here. I mean, it's so much fun. There's so much to do. Keeps you busy all day long. Wears the kids out so they sleep good at night.
What is your preferred mode of transportation while you're here?
Golf cart.
Good.
100%.
So your family's out in the golf
Yep,
cart right
they're
now?
out in the golf cart with the crazy dog.
Yeah, that's good.
Even though he shouldn't be on it, he's on the cart. I mean, I know they say not to put them on it,
They
but
do?
if you in the contract it says they can ride it, but they're not. Don't let them off at the public areas.
Right.
So I mean,
Will he sit up front and the kids are in the back?
Yep, he sits right up front with my husband.
So the two kids are in the back?
Yep. Hopefully he doesn't see a squirrel.
Oh, he'll take off on you. I guess you got to tie him down. He'll pull just pull the whole golf cart
Grab
over.
that leash and tuck it down. Oh yeah.
You'd mentioned earlier about Halloween. We were just talking about that. We're thinking we've never been here for actual Halloween. Have you been inside
We
here?
haven't been here for Halloween, but we were here. We did the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween last year, but we did it early in the series, and everything was already set up. I mean, people had their decorations up. We did it in September. We were here like mid to late September, and it was amazing. There were so many people decorated, and it was
The
great.
kids could just trick or treat and go from site to site.
That's what they said on Halloween night. Everybody sits out front, and I mean, the one woman, Kathy, she sets up her. She's on my page. She sets up her. She literally turns her camper into a pirate ship.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
wow.
It's incredible.
We still come. We haven't been here for actual Halloween, but we've driven through like a few days before and a few days after. Can you imagine all the candy that we
Yeah.
get here?
I've started thinking, like, what
And
costume
Disney
would
candy.
I wear?
Right. And if you really want to be lazy, you could just go golf cart from one site to the next. You don't even have to get out. Just
That
trick or
doesn't even
treat.
have to
Imagine
get out.
theming your golf cart to like your costume. How great would that
Yep.
be?
And don't they do a golf cart parade
I
on
think they
Halloween?
do.
Or is
I know
it
they do
just
for 4th of
4th
July, but
yeah.
they must,
I don't know
right?
if they do. For some reason, I thought they did last year, but I can't remember for sure.
Have you ever done any other holidays here?
We've done actual Christmas, but we usually come for my birthday, which is November 15th. So we were here in November last year and the year before, and we'll be here this year in November. But they have the one loop, the same thing. Christmas decorations were all up in November. I mean, it's incredible.
They don't even wait for Thanksgiving.
They don't even wait.
We did two Thanksgivings ago. We did a full outdoor. All families came
that's
for
awesome.
Thanksgiving here,
Very nice.
And but yeah,
my sister-in-law and I have talked about doing that.
and you're right. The decorations were already up
Yeah,
at that
it's
point.
great.
But we did. The weather was great. We had the full. We didn't use these tables. We brought our own tables and just
Yeah, we brought folding tables.
Because how many of us were here? If we were 4, your mom 5, 6, grandma, grandpa 7, 8. I think there were 12 of us.
Yeah, 12. That's great.
Sarah and Chewy were here too. So yeah, it was the full Thanksgiving here 2 years ago, and it's great to be here to do that because the weather was nice. All the families could be together.
That's awesome.
Some of us are in tents. Grandma and Grandpa have a trailer. Actually, other Grandma and Grandpa had a trailer too, but then they had a little tent. So we're tents and trailers, which even if you wanted to, you didn't have to pull this up all the way. You could have gone up and still get tents in here.
Exactly.
The sites are pretty big in the 700s.
Oh, yes.
I never looked at like the exact measurements. But
Well, we're not there in the golf cart tour yet. We got a
yeah.
couple more episodes.
We got a couple more episodes of the golf cart tour, yeah. So, have you treated yourself to a luxury item that you bring to your campsite every time, where you say like, I don't need this, but I'm going to get this for my campsite?
Actually, yesterday we were at Camping World, and I got another gray club chair because I love them. We had the
you
one.
can see those in the background there, the club chairs.
We had the one, and I told my husband they were on sale. They were originally $60. It was $40 yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yep, at Camping World in Kissimmee. And I told him, I said, I'm getting it. I want the other one. He's like, where are we gonna put it? I'm like, I don't care. I need it.
Well, good. That's the definition of. We always write that question. What's your luxury item? That's
Chairs,
definitely
comfortable chairs.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and the fan. That's my luxury right there.
Oh yeah, you got to have that, and we're feeling that right now. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you
yes,
for bringing the fan.
No problem.
So I did ask you what some of your memories were. Do you have like, what is like your fondest memory of camping?
I would have to say getting married here would definitely.
Okay, which is coming up in a different episode where we're going to have Ashley talk all about her wedding and what that experience was like and what you can expect if that's something you're going to do here. But that's coming up in a part 2. So I guess that's an easy answer to that question.
Yes.
It would be definitely your wedding. Do you have a favorite memory from when you were younger?
I think just being here in itself, whether I was a child, because we only came here twice when I was a kid, but I know my niece grew up coming here for her birthday. We would bring her up here every birthday we had. And then when my daughter was born, we started doing the same thing with her. So her first birthday, we came here, did the Chef Mickey's breakfast, did all the special stuff. But we were in the 300 loop, and I love that loop just as much. It's a great loop. But I think just the birthdays here with the kids, they're so special and they remember them. Like my niece is 16 now, and we were just talking about it last night. We were taking her around and showing her where we stayed for her birthday, and she's like, oh, I remember staying there. I remember that. So yeah, it's cool to see the kids just kind of see what they remember and how much fun it actually brings to them, and the memories that they make here when they're here.
For anybody that's watching that hasn't been here before, what kind of advice do you have for somebody who's never camped at Fort Wilderness?
My biggest thing is, some people say rent the golf cart, some people say don't rent the golf cart, but I just feel like if you get the golf cart, you can experience so much more while you're here. There's so much to do here, and if you're on a bike, that's great. I know you can get around and do whatever you want to do, but I think with the golf cart, it's more of a convenience kind of thing, and it takes time off of doing things, and you can just fit so much more in if you have the golf cart. And if you're bored and you're sitting around, and you can just get on, ride the cart around, gives you a little air conditioning when you don't have the fan.
It's true. If you're only here for a weekend, then time is the issue.
Absolutely.
So if you don't want to wait, sometimes you got to wait for a bus, and that takes a while. And like we like to bring our little scooters, but our big thing now is we have the big 3-wheeled bicycles. So my wife and both my girls have the big 3-wheel bicycles, and I have a big scooter.
Very nice.
But you're right. If you want to go to the other swimming pool rather than the busy one, you want your golf cart. You don't want to wait for the bus, because you can only have so much time.
And like on a time crunch, like this morning we woke up late, and it was like our breakfast reservation was 9:15. Even though we're right here, if we were towards the front of the campground, it would have taken a lot longer to get there than on the bike and loading the bike and the kids. And I just think the golf cart is so convenient.
It's a lot of fun to drive.
Yes.
I know from experience now.
We spent, like I said to you before, over spring break, we just rented a golf cart for the whole day. We weren't even staying here then. We just got in here in the morning and rented it up until it got dark. I remember that.
Yeah.
And we just shot video of the entire campground. So anytime you see the loops that we show and the loop spotlight, we just went to everything that we could do. What is it that, in the event of rain, which does happen here a lot, do you have something that you plan in the event of rain, or something you like to do when it's raining?
I mean, we have tons of games. My daughter's into Uno Attack right now, so that's kind of taken over. But I mean, as far as just staying inside, that's why we set up the Easy Up. My husband put the little pool noodles. We cut them in half, so the Easy Up, we don't lose the Easy Up. But
Oh,
He
yeah.
just
I was
cut
wondering what
two
that
in
was.
half, and just so the rain doesn't, because that's how we lost
I just
our
saw.
last one.
I saw that. Did you put that up online?
No, somebody else
Somebody else did, and I
And
saw
thank
that.
you
I was
very
like,
much.
brilliant. You could find it on someone's
I
page.
showed my husband. I'm like, here you go. We need 2 pool noodles.
Put the
before we
noodles
go.
up above. It's just that's brilliant.
Yep.
It just saves from the water.
But yeah, the rain was really bad yesterday, and we all just the girls actually napped because we were up late the night before watching fireworks and the electrical water pageant. But I mean, just being in the camper in itself, which now the new camper is so much nicer than the older camper because everybody has their own space. There's bunks in the back. We have our bedroom, the couch. I mean,
You're not crowded.
nobody's crowded. Nobody's on top of each other.
This is a family of 4,
Nobody's
right?
getting. Well, no, it's just me and my husband and my 5-year-old Callie, and then my niece Ariel. She's
the dog.
Yes, and the dog, and the crazy dog Buck.
That's good. Where did you watch fireworks from?
We actually watch them. We usually watch them from where everybody goes down right to the right by the beach, but down a little further, like by Mickey's, the backyard barbecue.
Yes.
But we've been going. I'm gonna give away my secret.
Yes, we like to hear about secrets.
We've been going in the parking lot all the way to the right of the marina, where everybody parks their golf carts, and they have the music, the little stands, so you can hear the music from them. Yep. And then there's not a lot of people down there because it's just the parking area for the golf carts. So it's nice to be able to go down there and then just kind of go on the beach, and then you can see the fireworks a little better from that.
Water pageant
Yes,
as well.
exactly. Yep.
Sometimes, I mean, you can go up on the dock like you're waiting for a boat, but
It's still nice to be able to sit on the
is.
back
You
of the
wanna
golf
be able to
cart.
sit. After a long day, you want to be able to sit somewhere. Yeah, we usually like to try and do the same thing in the beach, or we take a boat. We like to watch from the
the
Contemporary. We like to either go on the roof of the Contemporary,
love.
or
Yes.
you take the elevator as far as it can go without the key. 11th floor.
Wait, which one are you talking about?
The where we go to the top floor is the 14th of the Contemporary.
14th or 15th?
Okay, 14 or 15. But how far does the elevator go? 11.
I think it was 11 or 13.
And then we get out and we watch from the stairwell.
Okay.
And you can sit on the stairwell and you
that's
just
a good
watch the
secret.
fireworks from there. Yeah.
See, the
I'd
best
have to
part
do
is
that.
because it's so windy up on the roof, you're like,
it's almost
your hair's all
Yeah,
over the
too
place.
windy.
You can just sit on the 11th floor. Nobody else is there.
Yeah.
And the staircase, if you ever wanted to walk the entire Contemporary, you can do that.
Sometimes we do that if we're really feeling up to it.
But the door is, it's one way. Once you go through the door, it locks. Sometimes. But if it does, what you do is after the fireworks, you just climb up to the top floor, which is just 3 floors up, and then you can, where the California Grill is.
Very nice. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Watch the fireworks from there. But mostly it's fun to just sit on the beach here and watch the fireworks, especially if you're staying here. Are the kids at an age where they like to sit and watch the movies at Chippendale?
Yeah, my daughter gets a little bored with it, but she's all about the characters. And the s'mores. So she's And I mean, we've been doing like chocolate chip cookies because she's tired of the graham crackers. So she gets the chocolate chip cookies,
which can be a mess.
Chocolate. Yeah, it's super messy. But she loves the little beginning opening with the sing along and everything, and the characters. And then she'll watch 10 or 15 minutes of the movie. She catches herself falling asleep, and then she's like, "I'm awake. I want to get up. I want to run."
I guess we usually like to bring our own chairs for the sing along as well, because just sit on the benches. You're gonna sit and watch a movie like that. It's like after a while. So you bring the chairs, you sit up close, and then you get a really good close-up of the movie. And I like that they put the movie list out for the whole month. So maybe you can say, oh, we haven't seen this one.
Yeah,
Maybe
and then you
she
can
won't be
kind of
bored.
plan your day around, because if you go and it's a boring movie, they don't want to watch it, it's not their style, then
Not that any
you're really-
not that any Disney
Not that
movies
any
are
Disney
boring,
movie's
but
boring.
a movie that you've seen 10
it's not their
times.
style. Like
No.
my daughter's super into princesses, and she's not about cars or anything, so it's like I have to pick the right night to go.
So plus a movie that you've seen 50 times, or you have at home on DVD, you probably don't want to go sit through and see.
For instance, Snow White and Cinderella. We're going to have dinner with Cinderella on Friday at 1900 Park Fair.
Oh, okay.
This is part of her birthday. This is all part of her birthday present.
How
So
old?
she'll be 6.
Okay. Does she have anything in particular? She said, I want to do this or this while
Eat
we're
Dinner with
here?
Cinderella
Dinner
is at
with
the top of her list. So that is our number one. And we're going to Animal Kingdom on Saturday. She hasn't been there yet. My niece hasn't been there for 10 years since she was 6. So, yep. I was able to fast pass the Navi River journey. And we're going to, I guess the extra magic hours are Saturday. I kind of planned it. And I kind of planned it that way because Toy Story Land's opening on Saturday. So I'm hoping that we can get in on Flight of Passage with the extra magic hours and I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I'm praying we can get in there. Yeah, I know. That's what I told my husband. I'm like, don't say anything.
Get your hopes up because, the other question I wanted to ask you was, when you go make sure you take pictures. And
Oh,
when
yes.
you do take pictures, what's the Facebook page that you'll be putting them up on?
Disney's Fort Wilderness Camping Group.
And that's a page that you started.
It's a page that I started.
Any reason you started that page up?
Like I said, we got married here in November of 2015 in the 800 loop, and I started loading some pictures onto various Fort Wilderness campground pages, and I got a lot of negative feedback. And, you know, I was really upset, and I just said, you know, I'm just going to start my own page. And, you know, I put at the very top of the page, this is for people that actually camp here. No negativity. I'm not about negativity, and I'm not going to let it be on the page. And there's been some negativity, and I just kind of hit
It pops
unlike
up from
and,
time
you
to
know,
like people.
delete and-
People forget that
Yes.
you know not every page on Facebook is to be complaining about
Exactly, exactly. But it's great because people come on and they ask questions, and if you can't answer it, you know, somebody else
Somebody
can.
will
And
pop it up.
then if, you know, somebody starts arguing over you're right or you're wrong, then you just kind of got to do some research and find out what's actually accurate, so nobody takes their advice and runs with it and gets in trouble. And
After we put our first episode up, or episode 0, it was like our pilot episode, people started asking me questions like, oh, I don't know. I just wanted to ask people questions and what's your camper look like?
I just wanted a site where people could just have fun and talk.
Yeah, okay. So, and how long has your Facebook page been up now?
I think it was right when I got my pictures back, so right around December of 2015, maybe January 16. So yeah,
Now, it's been over 3 years then.
almost.
And then there's like a community there
Yes.
now. And was it your page or just all the pages in general? They're trying to get like a get together.
That's another. Yeah.
December?
I think they're here now. Actually.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure they're here. Disney campers. I think they're called.
Okay,
they call
yeah,
themselves.
Disney
Yeah.
campers.
I think they're here now. I saw a bunch of the signs out
Our
front.
friends Dawn and Ray, who run the RV, I think they were there as well.
Yep.
They're probably here right now. They're
Yeah.
here every few days. We interviewed them last month on episode 1. They told us about their company, and they rent campers out to people, and they have a special announcement coming up in this episode. I can't tell you about it now because we haven't shot it yet, but they have a big announcement for us. Okay, the last question I have is, would it be all right if you gave us a tour of your campsite?
Absolutely. Here is our campsite, 724. 700 Loop is absolutely beautiful. We got our little tent up, so it's nice and shaded. Got a little sitting area with the fan blowing, so it's nice and cool.
There's one of those fancy chairs I heard about.
Yeah, the fancy expensive chairs that were on sale. This is our camper.
And how long have you had this?
We got it in March, and it is absolutely beautiful.
Oh, look at the floor mat.
Yeah, we actually bought that in 2005. They don't sell them anymore.
Wow, you bought it before you had the camper.
Well, we bought it with our first camper. So that's been through 3 campers, and I love it. I wish they would start making some more. But this is the living area. And then we have the bunks back here. 2 bunks.
Oh, it goes way
all
back
the
there.
stuffed animals.
Oh, look how it goes way back there. Okay,
Yep,
gotcha.
2 bunks, and then the huge pantry, which I use for storage of everything. Everything gets stored in the pantry. I mean, everything.
Excellent.
TV. My husband bought me this after we got married here. It was my special present.
Ah.
I've wanted it forever as soon as they brought it out. And then
Dining area
Dining.
here, yes.
Look at that, it glows up there.
Yep,
Oh, you
at
put the
night,
track
it is-
lighting
It is
in.
truly like a nightclub at night. They have, yeah, everything is, I mean, at night, everything glows
Oh,
blue. It's
wow.
so awesome.
And the, I guess you call it backsplash. Okay, you got the backsplash. It's
Yeah.
kind of got that nice look to it. And it looks like the walls are brick even.
Yeah,
it looks
it's
like
got
it's got
the
that
little brick.
facade.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really, really nice.
Oh, look, there's a fireplace here too.
Yep, the fireplace.
Not that you'd need it
Like
here.
I said, there we go. See, I'm starting to learn now.
Look at that.
And it does put out heat, or you can just, you know.
Really,
Yep,
it does.
Yep.
Oh, that's great.
Yep. This is the Cherokee Arctic Wolf, so it's actually made for the cold weather. It's built for cold weather. We had to drive to Jacksonville to get it. It's the only place we could find one. It's a lightweight 5th wheel, so it can be pulled with the 1/2-ton truck instead of the 3/4 ton,
Okay.
which is something my husband was actually looking for.
That's good to know. What else do we have here? We have the
Then
bedroom.
we have the bathroom and bedroom, and the bathroom is big. The bedroom is a little smaller than we actually thought,
Not bad though.
but it actually, you can extend and retract the bed.
Oh, look
So
at that.
you can walk through, but very little. So it's like I said, the bedroom was a little smaller than we actually thought, and then you have the wardrobe slide out, everything.
It's a lot of closet space.
Yes,
you know
and then you have the drawers, there's 4 drawers, and then you have the linen closet in the bathroom, which is actually pretty big too. So,
okay, gotcha.
I mean, there's a lot of storage in here, and then there's storage under the bed, and then the shower is pretty big.
Oh, okay.
So it's a pretty big, and then the toilet is behind the door, but very big, very spacious.
It is. It's deceiving. You don't think it
Compared
is,
to
but
the
then you
hybrid
realize.
we had, it's a major upgrade.
Wow.
It's bigger on the inside than the outside.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
And it's only 31 feet long, so it's really, it's not as long as our old trailer was 23 feet. So it's not a lot longer, but it's a lot taller.
So 31 feet, you can fit this in all the campsites here. There's not going to
exactly.
be any issues
Yep.
at all.
But with the 5th wheel, I like that the ceilings are a lot higher than the travel trailers. Everything is a lot higher. It just gives you more space. It makes it feel a little more open.
And it looks like you got a little oven
Yep,
here
we
as
got
well.
the oven. Got the oven. It's a little oven. It's a very
Yes.
small oven.
That's all right.
And then full-size fridge.
Very nice size.
Yes, that comes in very handy. Microwave, fridge, and like I said, it's really not built for short people, so the first thing I did was buy a step stool.
You were showing me the...
I can't reach everywhere, so I had to get the step stool.
You're saying the blanket? Oh,
That
Wilderness
was
Resort Campground.
purchased, I think with the first camper or second camper. We've had that for a long time. Oh, yes.
Do you have a favorite spot here in particular that you really
right
like?
there, having coffee.
Coffee every morning right there.
Coffee
Say hi to
right
the
there.
neighbors.
Put the pillow behind my back. Just relax in front of the fireplace. The bed is super comfy. It wasn't when we bought it, but we got the 8-inch memory foam topper.
Yeah,
and
you got it.
First night we slept in it, I was like, we need a new mattress. And my husband was like, let's go to Costco, get the memory foam topper,
memory
see how it
foam, yeah.
feels. And it's perfect. It's great. It's wonderful. I think most of these mattresses in these campers, you need to kind of do something to make them more
Sure.
comfortable.
Well, treat yourself. You
Yeah,
bought this big fancy
exactly.
thing. Get
Might
yourself a
as
nice
well.
mattress.
And then all the cabinets for storage and food. I mean, there is so much storage in here. It is incredible.
Excellent. So if you don't feel like going anywhere
Yep.
or doing anything, you can just stay right
Exactly.
here.
It's wonderful.
Howdy and attention Fort Wilderness friends.
Do you know of a family that's fallen on hard times? Do they love Disney and need a nice weekend getaway to relax and enjoy our favorite camping resort?
If so, let us know and tell us why you think you should nominate them.
Camper Rental Adventures is giving away a free weekend in one of their many RV campers.
A camper?
That's right, a camper! Dawn and Ray from Camper Rental Adventures of DeLeon Springs have a big announcement for someone very close to you. They are offering a free weekend with one of their RVs here at Fort Wilderness. That's a fully stocked kitchen, a free weekend in one of their campers, and a free campsite. That's right, all they have to do is show up. The site, the RV, and kitchen will be provided and set up for you. To submit a family you know for the contest, you just need to write us a letter telling us why you think they need a vacation. The winner will be announced on our show the first week of August. Send your letters and a private direct message on our Facebook page at the Fort Wilderness Podcast. When a winner is chosen, they will plan out the dates and times with Dawn and Ray from Camper Rental Adventures of DeLeon Springs. Good luck, write those letters, and tell us their story.
You can also find Dawn and Ray at camperrentaladventures.com.
Also, don't forget to check us out on our YouTube and our Facebook pages, the Fort Wilderness Podcast. Good luck! Thanks for watching the show today, everybody. We really appreciate all your letters you've been writing to us on our YouTube page, on our Facebook page. That's the Fort Wilderness Podcast. Don't forget to hit subscribe down below here on our YouTube page. We're trying to get to 100 subscriptions so I can change the URL of our page. It's a whole thing, but eventually we will be the Fort Wilderness Podcast on YouTube. Once again, like us on our Facebook page. If you are interested in the contest that we talked about, please send us a private direct message to our Facebook page, the Fort Wilderness Podcast. Tell us about the family that you think would enjoy a weekend getaway here at the Fort Wilderness Campgrounds. Thanks so much to Dawn and Ray for offering that up. They will set that all up with whoever the winner of the contest is. Also, we want to mention one of our favorite podcasts that we listen to is Retro WDW. On episode 3 of their show, a couple of years back, they did a whole history of Fort Wilderness Campgrounds here. There's a lot of information there. Also, they did an episode 28. They talked about river country, something that's going through huge changes right now as they redevelop it into something new for everybody in the future. And also, their most recent episode talks about the history of Fort Wilderness trains that happened many, many years ago here. If you're ever interested on what the trains were like, there was a time when the trains used to run through here. That's their most recent episode. That's at Retro WDW on iTunes. That's all for now. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you again next month. Bye-bye.